Hi, I'm Ryan Moriarty. I am the founder of LOLSpots. LOLSpots is a platform where we drive traffic to large media websites such as like littlethings.com or College Humor, and we drive that traffic by what we do is we take links and we post them on large influencers' websites on Facebook. So if you're a Facebook page owner and you own, you have 100,000 fans, you can post links out to these websites and then essentially drive traffic to these websites, and they'll pay you to do that. So we usually get paid per click, and it's usually 1 cent per click. So we have the Facebook page owners. So basically that's someone who owns a large Facebook page. And we have the large media websites. So these are sites like collegehumor.com or dose.com. And essentially what they want is they basically want people to come and visit their website. So what we do is we kind of connect these two people. So we get links from the large media websites and we give them to our Facebook page owners, and they'll post them out to their fans, and all their fans will click on the links and go visit the websites. I'm from Springfield, Massachusetts. I grew up outside Springfield and Munson. I went to prep school. I went to 2 years of prep school at Suffield Academy. So I repeated my junior year to play football, in college, and so then I graduated from Suffield Academy. I went to Amherst College. There, I was always really good at math, so I studied the three major things that I studied when I was there were math, physics, and computer science. My professors, it was a small school, so it was very nice because they all really encouraged me to. They really encouraged me to continue to pursue mathematics. And my football coach came up to me one day and he was talking about, he had a conversation with my computer science professor, and my computer science professor had told him that I was very talented and I should continue to kind of pursue this. After college, I went and I taught high school for a year, which was fun. I taught just high school math, like geometry and pre-calculus and stuff, and I coached football and lacrosse. And then I went and I started my master's in computer science. I don't know. Until that point, I'd been in Western Mass for my entire life. And I actually never thought I was going to leave Western Massachusetts. I was convinced I was going to be a teacher in Western Mass for the rest of my life, and then just have my summers off or whatever, and then retire at 50 or 60 or something, or whatever the retirement age is you can get, because my mom was a teacher and she had a pension. I thought, oh, that's great. I mean, I came from a upper middle class family, but it was all there was always something. It was just it was never economically too stable, our household, you know what I mean? There was no trickle down for me stuff.
So you're self-made.
Yeah, oh yeah. It was pretty crazy family growing up. I was the youngest, and I was the bad child, growing up. I never got honor roll and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think at the time when I was 20, when I was 22 or 23 when I graduated college, yeah, I didn't really have an idea of what existed in the world. I was dating this girl in college, and her dad was actually one of the trustees of Amherst College, and he was a former head of the FDA, and he was the dean of Yale Medical School. And so I think I actually got engaged to his daughter right after I graduated, and so he was pretty much you're not going to be a teacher in Western Mass for the rest of your life. You have to go do something. And I was okay. Then I was I'll go to grad school, because my professors in college had really encouraged me to go to grad school, because I was one of the best math and computer science students. I taught for 1 year after college, and I started my master's at Columbia. And that was the first time I left Western Mass ever, lived outside of it, and I was this is awesome. I loved it. New York City was so cool. It just felt like a whole other world, you know what I mean? And it felt like the world really opened up. So when I first got to New York, I would say, I mean, my whole take on it, I think it was kind of I was a little bit bitter, I couldn't hang, you know what I mean, and I couldn't go to any of the fancy clubs. I remember we found a bar that had it had a pitcher of Bud Ice for $6. So we would go down and throw down $20 and get 3 pitchers and a $2 tip for the bartender. And even though at the time a lot of it seemed untractable, I was never gonna have that, you know what I mean, or have the ability to go to go out to a restaurant and buy a full meal. It really did give me a feeling of how much else was out there. So I did that for a year. I finished my master's in 1 year. because I took some classes early over the summer and stuff. And I finished my master's in 1 year, and I applied to PhD programs that year, and I got into a whole bunch of PhD programs. One of the ones I got into was UCLA, because everything's paid for. Like when you get your doctorate in the hard sciences, like math or computer science, they pay for your life. And so yeah, I flew out to LA, and oh man, I loved it. I couldn't believe it. Like I think I think the first thing we did when we got there was we drove down to the ocean and like smoked a joint out on like the out on the rocks there, and I was like, this is great. Like this is home. From that time when I started my PhD out there until I moved to Aspen, that's actually where I was. I was there for 9 years. So that's where I thought I was going to be for like the rest of my life. Like I thought I was going to like die in Santa Monica, but then I came on vacation to Aspen, and like I never looked back. Like I came back home. I went back to LA, like packed up my stuff for 2 weeks, and moved myself and my company out here 2 weeks later. And it was like right in like high season. You know, it was right. I think I moved here December 15th through like X Games was my first lease. So I had this lease from December 15th through the X Games, and this was 2.5 years ago. So 3 ski seasons ago.
What happened to the girlfriend?
Oh, we broke up. We broke up. We like got unfiancéed. Like no, he knew. Yeah, it was great. It's opened me up to like all these opportunities that that I wouldn't have necessarily had otherwise. My plan, it's always been about not working. Like I've worked so hard to not work. Originally with getting my PhD, my plan behind getting my PhD was I'd become a college professor and then I'd have my summers off. But 3 years into my PhD, I took some time off and I started my first company. And then as I built my business, I kind of made it as autonomous as possible, that such it would run on its own. So I had the least amount of things to do from day to day, which kind of like brought it to a really good point, and it made it easy to grow it and easy to get it to the level that it's at now. And at the time, like my perception of like what a startup company is totally, I thought it was just like invent something cool that like looks neat, and then like people like will like buy it for like $1 bazillion or whatever, and everyone will use it, which is just not at all how it works. Like the whole struggle of like a company is to like figure out how to get people to pay you for what you want, and to how to deliver something like that people actually want to them. Like not like it didn't work. I was living on a mattress topper on the floor.
Still no money.
Yeah, still no money at all. No, yeah, I was living on like a mattress topper on the floor because I couldn't afford a bed, and like my dresser was like Walmart plastic cabinets and stuff. Like I furnished the whole apartment for like $180 from Walmart. I mean, I had no concept at all. So that went for like, that was like 1.5 years or 2 years, and that was just a whole big mess, and nothing good came of it. You know what I mean? Like, well, I learned a lot. I learned how to do web programming, which is kind of the basis for everything that I guess I'm building now. One of our friends who we'd been interacting with, who had like another business, asked us if we wanted to do some development work, and they wanted us to build this Facebook app to help distribute videos for like this YouTube channel. And we were like, oh, we could do that. And we like made it, and we were like, this is really cool. We could actually like make these for every YouTube channel. So this was like this was my first success in like on the internet and the computers. So we made like 30 apps for the top 30 YouTube channels at the time, and we like emailed them or like messaged them through YouTube, or like emailed them, or like, hey, check this out. It's a Facebook app. It'll like help distribute your videos. And so the number 2 guy on YouTube at the time, Ray William Johnson, he just put a link to it on his page, and in one day we got like 400 signups for our app. And in the entire 2.5 years of the other company, like we had never gotten 400 people to sign up for the business. We worked so hard on it, but you know what I mean? We never got anyone to sign up. And it just happened like that. And that's kind of the idea. That's still the idea, basically, this foundation of like my current business is like, right, we're still doing the same thing. We're working with people that have large following and large audiences, and we're building them tools that they wouldn't be able to build on their own, and then asking them to send their users to us. Well, it did work for a while. We raised money, but then we were trying to do the startup route. We were still trying to like go and sell this for like $10 bazillion, and get investment and get all these investors. So we got this investment, but eventually, we were just running it, and we weren't making enough, and we ran out of money. But we ended up with this large Facebook page. We like took this Facebook page, and it had like 1 million people on it. And I found out this is really how LOLSpots started. I found out that if I posted like a link to a website, like a ton of people would click on it and they'd go to the website, and then you could run ads on the website and make money. Like I was able to do stuff on the website and drive enough traffic that I was able to pay for my like living in Santa Monica. And this was really the time of life where everything changed, because previously in the other two companies we'd been kind of like building for investors, like trying to get investment, and like that was like the end goal. Whereas like once this is actually when I started out on my own too, and once I was on my own, like all my entire goal was to make more money this month than I was spending. And so like there was a very tractable goal, and it also meant that if I did that, then I was completely independent of of anything else out there. Like I could do whatever I wanted. When LOLSpots started, that essentially was when I kind of struck out on my own, and I was no longer working for like to get investment. I was literally just working to live, which was so much easier for me. It was so much more easier for me to be motivated. It was very easy to like know whether I was being successful. Like the measurement of success was whether I made more money than I was spending. I'd been thinking about it for a while, because I'd look around at all these other Facebook pages on Facebook, and I'd be like, oh man, they could be making $10,000 a month, and like they weren't monetizing, and I was like, that page could be making $5,000 a month, that page could be making $20,000 a month. Like I saw all these pages, and I knew they all could be making like like a good amount of money, and I'd kind of had this plan to like take what I'd already built for myself, because I'd already built all this computer software for myself to like basically automatically make money. So I didn't. Again, I was trying not to work. So I created all this stuff so it kind of just make money on its own. It was the first time I broke the top 1,000 in terms of most trafficked sites in the U.S. I knew that I could essentially take these tools and bring it to these other Facebook pages, and they can make money too. So that's what I did. I set it up so that like it was kind of a platform now. People could come and sign up for it, and they could sign up their Facebook pages, and then they could run. Basically, it was links to my website. I created a website. And they'd basically take links to my website, and they'd post the links to my website on their Facebook pages, and I would drive traffic to my website, and I would run ads on my website, and I would pay people a percentage of what I was making, and that was it, and that's the business. I mean, that's essentially the business to this day. And if I made extra money, I got to spend extra money. So this was great. I was very, very happy.
What was the content on your website?
So the content on the website was literally like funny pictures, that people would want to see. That's what it was. And then it went from that, from like one funny picture to like 15 funny pictures.
But did you stream them in from somewhere else, or were you taking the pictures?
We found them. I think the best place to find them was on Facebook. I had a guy who I hired who his only job was to find good pictures. I think the highest we ever got it was it was the 600th largest website in the U.S. We were just bigger than like Playboy.com and like bigger than PizzaHut.com. It was like really exciting. So LOLSpots is like a whole bunch of different spots to like laugh at. I love my job, and I love the people that come in and work for me. It's so fun. We have the best time every day working and joking around, and we ski a bunch and we dirt bike a bunch, and it's really, really fun. There aren't that many people doing what I'm doing here in Aspen. I barely believe most of the time like where I am, and like what I've been able to accomplish. It's really exciting. Like I don't know. It's hard to believe. I've kind of been able to keep myself very autonomous in the company, very autonomous in terms of we haven't taken any investment. Like I'm the full owner of it. So it allows me to like be able to decide that I want to be here in Aspen, and that I want to live my life up here in Aspen, which is pretty awesome. I'm in a beautiful home in the west end of Aspen, and I love it. I love it here. It's really. I mean, I have it's like a 4-bedroom home. I have a whole floor to myself. It's like my closet's as big as a normal room. What are the important parts of my life that I like think are like the most important? I think like the whole way, kind of with all the decisions I've made along the way, I've always chosen like freedom, like my ability to work on my own and to do what I want to do over kind of money or over anything else. And like the freedom was kind of the cornerstone for everything. I mean, as soon as I started being able to kind of like make enough money on my own, like while I felt like I was doing exactly what I wanted to do, that's, you know, I feel like that was the crucial place that I needed to get. And then from there, luckily, the business I work in is one that, you know, can grow quickly, and it, you know, it's on the internet, so it can expand fast, and it has. And so now I have all the benefits of, you know, all that freedom that I had, but and then the money, you know, the money kind of came in, and you know, I'm in just a really great spot.
Do you have someone that's your mentor or someone that you really admire?
I mean, my mom is the best. Hi, I'm Ryan Moriarty. I'm self-made.
Wait, so what beer did you switch to?
Oh yeah, so I stopped drinking beer and I started drinking, you know, hard alcohol. I got all fancy.